Hi everyone, welcome back to our second episode of our student led podcast After Class. We will be diving into everything that our Villa College students get up to beyond the classrooms. For today's episode, we have something really exciting, but first let me introduce myself. I'm Yum, a final year student. Now back to the topic. We will be diving into a very exciting, a very important, a very trendy topic, our annual psychology exhibition. With me today, I have Nishta and Minko to discuss about it further. So, before I start the conversation, let me say I believe that psychology has been on an it has been recently the talk on social media because of the COVID-19 pandemic and everything. And I think the psychology exhibition has been such a how do I say it? A really great initiative taken by Villa College. Can you tell me how this has in any way impacted or benefited you guys?
Hi, Thank you for having us. Of course, the psychology exhibition, as you said, we have been having it annually, and personally, I have been for the exhibition twice.
Oh,
I've been part of it twice ever since I joined here, and we have had it. I think the college has held it three times, right? Yeah, I've been twice here. The exhibition displays different factors, different topics of psychology, different modules that we basically study at our program in here at Villa College. So students get to display exhibitions, really important facts, research-based facts, and also in a very interactive and interesting way. And I believe, and I think everyone must have noticed this. The exhibition has been, how do I say this? Improving by quality, and also how students display their work, how students come up with this really interactive games and stuff. I honestly can't believe how our students managed to pull this off, right, Ishta?
Every single time. It just keeps getting better and better every year.
yeah, I feel like by taking this outside of the classrooms and letting the students take the lead on such things, allowing them to volunteer and put their own personal thoughts and perspectives into physical representations and manifestations also allows other students to understand it in their own ways as well. And I've seen in myself there have been some interactive games and such, which is what I think is the most interesting part of the exhibition. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So the exhibition, we have it as different stalls. Yeah, for different subjects, different modules, we have a different stall, and in each stall, they plan to have as much games as possible. So the students create games based on the module or the subject that they get to display the exhibits, and I think that's really really creative. Like students coming up with their own ideas to create, to invent game basically. That is so creative, and it's commendable how they managed to pull it off. And I know for a fact that everyone loves to play these games. For instance, for in the last exhibit, I would like to talk about maybe two new stalls. Um, for example, in the sleep stall, they had a dream analysis game where they would talk about where visitors would talk about their dreams, and our students would try to analyze their dream and tell what's the secret behind this dream. People really found it interesting, and also they had a game where they had to put a baby to sleep, not a real baby, a Nintendo baby where they had to put to sleep within, and they were trying to figure out who was able to put the baby to sleep the quickest. And there were other games also for like to test their intelligence, to test their memory. It was really interesting, and these are all ideas that students come up with themselves. That is so creative.
I think it's really cool how we have our lecturers that help us. But yeah, almost entirely it's created by students. They come up with all the ideas. And aside from games, they also present all the theories you learn in a very fun and easy way for other people to learn. There's not much technical terms, still easy to understand, and people get curious. Uh, there are some students who've said that they joined the psychology program after they visited the exhibition because they found it so interesting. And we also had, I think, an escape room. Yeah, we had an escape room at the forensic psych stall. That was a really big hit. We had a lot of people queuing up to join in, and it was, I think, the best this exhibition.
I think we should talk about a bit. I can't believe how I forgot to mention that it was a stall where students or visitors had to solve a murder mystery, and that was really cool. People were literally lining up to get into the store to play this game to figure out. Um, it was so
It
cool.
was such a nice touch to, like, I feel like when everyone watches these shows on television and such, they have this urge to play detective for a second. It's really fascinating to see how these kids who come to visit stalls, when they get the opportunity to play pretend for a second, they're also learning at the same time how forensic psych works and the various aspects of it. And I love that almost everything, as you said, is student based, right? So they have their own ideas and they are able to collaborate with one another. It also builds teamwork amongst. And the batches, I assume, all get along and they're all mingle together.
Yeah, one thing I really love about our program is all the batches. We're all friends with each other.
Yeah,
That's around. We work together a lot on different projects, even aside from the exhibition too. So when we get together for this huge project once a year, we get to reconnect and really share our ideas and everything.
It's so nice to see, like she said, students working from different batches with a different level of knowledge and experience coming together to bring their knowledge and experience from different aspects. I mean, we have students from different areas of expertise in studying psychology here. So I think uh, students getting to share their knowledge from other aspects of their lives is really cool. And I think we should mention that students really, really worked hard. I think for more than 2 months.
Yeah, but this exhibition, everybody worked for 2 months, yeah, to prepare the exhibits, and I'm really so proud, can see everything this come to life.
It is really nice. And I love that with every passing year, the hype just keeps on building and everyone is anticipating this big event. And I think there's a friendly, challenging vibe as well. Every stall wants to outdo the other. And that's not a bad thing.
A very healthy competition.
Yes, very, very healthy competition. Is there anything in particular that you feel like as a personal skill that you developed through these psychology exhibitions?
I think learning to work with such a big team. I mean, even though we have small groups for each, so we all have to kind of collaborate together to come up with, okay, we're gonna do this game, we're gonna do this exhibit. Yeah. And yeah, just welcoming so many different perspectives, and it's been really nice to work like that with people.
And it's definitely a skill that you will use later on in life as well, like working with other people and adjusting to their ideas as well. So,
Because after the exhibition, we would obviously talk about how the exhibition went for each student, right? Students have mentioned that they feel so proud about how far they have come in their lives. I mean, for instance, I mean, there are students who are a bit shy or who don't feel really comfortable talking to a lot of people.
I have a personal anecdote to share. Do you finish?
Students have really come so far, and I'm so proud to see how students have like grown in this aspect as well. Because dealing with so many visitors at once, I mean, it was really packed. There were people coming all the time, and um that growth that they talk about have learning how to interact with so many people. This is definitely a skill that could be used, that will be used later in our lives, and I think that's one of the things that needs to be mentioned.
one of the most biggest things that I'm grateful for personally is that I've been a really shy student like throughout my course. But this year I decided to step out and participate in the symposium. And this was a big step for me. And I'm so glad because I realized everyone here is truly so gentle and supportive of one another. Like, I could not even know your name, but I could ask for something and I will get it.
And look at you, we're like hosting a podcast here. So I think that's a huge step. And I really love how all our students are so cooperative and so helpful to one another. When we initially joined, we had a TNA, we, actively participate in activities during the first year, right? We tried to hide,
That's good enough.
we tried, but the association, the psychology association, is, I would say, quite different from all the other student bodies, student associations in college. And initially, when we joined, the seniors were really helpful. And now that we are the final year students in our program, we try to bring that, get that happening so that the new students, the freshly joined students here, are also comfortable with us.
It's cool to see new students join in, and we're happy to kind of lead them into all our activities and be an active part of the association, because I think we shouldn't just come to college to study. We do have to take part in these activities because it helps us build connections. We're all going to study and graduate together. We're going to go into our respective fields, and it would be really good to stay connected to our peers.
And I think considering the program, psychology itself, it's nice that we get these opportunities to keep things a bit lighthearted with such sensitive, dark topics, and that we get to bring some fun in learning about it and bringing awareness to it.
Psychology is a very serious conversation. Really um it's really connected to people, and sometimes it gets sometimes it do get a bit difficult to know about these things, but we try to put this in a way among our students that we are comfortable about talking about psychology and the relevant matters about it, and not in a way that students would actually enjoy. I mean, apart from psychology exhibition, we have a lot of other events that students would actually learn so much about psychology and the relevant other uh, relevant fields and relevant conversations about psychology. And I think students really do engage in all our events. I think that's because they learn something new from each of these events.
And we do talk about serious topics,
Mm-hmm.
but we always present them in a really, really fun way.
Yeah.
It,
I think there's like a board, like a line, and then we're able to portray this sensitive topic in a way that it's not scary or judgmental. We're trying to remove the stigma from it, right?
because we do need to talk about these things.
So it's nice that we are able to show it in a way that they feel safe and identify and can acknowledge that it exists, but it's nothing to be scared of. Now, that was a bit dark. So now let's jump into the fun side of things and play a quick trivia game. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the fun part of psychology. I'm going to say some things that we commonly hear as psychology students, and you're going to tell me if it's a myth or fact. Now, I want you to just blurt out the answer. First one to answer wins, maybe. Do we get anything? No, but let's carry on. Ready? Okay. Psychology is not a science.
It
Gotcha. Gotcha.
it is a science.
All psychologists hypnotize you.
No.
That's a myth.
Right. Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Psychologists are very deep, serious people, always looking to analyze something.
No.
You look a bit offended at that.
Hey, this iPhone, look at us.
People only use 10% of their brain. I want you to think about this one.
I want to say no.
It's a myth.
You sure?
Isn't
It's a myth.
Do you use 100% of your brain?
Does anyone?
Do you?
Actually, it is a myth, so I guess I do.
Okay.
Open silence. And most importantly, the one that we get asked all the time. Can psychologists read minds?
No. I wish I could, but unfortunately, no, we don't.
I think you need to not be asked that anymore, Vicky.
Say to the camera, not to me, please.
We don't analyze your behavior. We don't analyze your skin.
Unless you want our help, I think. Anyway, thank you. And that wraps up the second episode of After Class. It's been a pleasure to have you both here with me today, and I can only hope to see you both again, maybe again after class.
Sure.
And to our listeners, make sure to click the like and subscribe button and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And leave us a comment below of what you would like to know after class. See you in the next episode.